Life as a queen is not just about luxurious dresses and sparkling tiaras. Behind the facade of grandeur hides a harsh reality, which Queen Mary of Denmark recently opened up about in a candid interview. Every morning, guards stand outside the window, every step is monitored, and even something as simple as buying bread at the nearby store turns into a full-scale operation. Today, we will tell you what life is really like for the Danish royal family almost 2 years after the historic abdication of Queen Margrethe. Do you remember that moment on New Year's Eve in the year 2023? Queen Margrethe, who had ruled Denmark for half a century, suddenly announced her abdication. No one expected such a twist, and by the 14th of January in 2024, the crown had passed to her son, Frederik. Along with them, the throne was taken by his wife, Mary, an Australian woman from faraway Tasmania, who once could never have imagined that she would become the queen of a European country. Today, Queen Mary speaks openly about what it is like to live under constant supervision. In an interview with the Danish magazine Ud and Se, she admitted that the hardest part is the inability to simply disappear when she feels like it. She says, "It is not so easy to just leave and fade away for a while," she shared. Every outing from the palace requires planning, every walk is accompanied by security, and spontaneity becomes a luxury. But Mary does not give up. She says that sometimes she still manages to get out and feel the street life, and she cherishes those moments especially. It must mean a great deal for someone who grew up in free-spirited Australia, where you could easily go to the beach or a cafe without any protocol. The Queen emphasizes that she remains the same person she has always been. "We all have different sides that appear depending on the circumstances," she explains. There is a more polished version for official events, and then there is the relaxed, at-home Mary. This honesty makes her especially relatable to ordinary people. Meanwhile, other important things are happening within the royal family. Crown Prince Christian, the eldest son of Frederick and Mary, recently celebrated his 20th birthday and continues his military service. He even fulfilled a boyhood dream by flying in an F-16 jet. The future King of Denmark took a selfie from the cockpit as he flew over the famous Kronborg Castle. Christian is currently training to become a lieutenant at the Antverskov Barracks in the city of Slagelse. He lives in the dormitory just like all the other soldiers, which shows the modern approach of the Danish monarchy to raising heirs. No special privileges, only hard work and camaraderie. The royal palace recently released a series of new portraits of the crown prince in honor of his birthday. In the photos, Christian looks like a confident, mature young man, wearing a denim shirt in the informal shots and elegantly tying his tie for the official ones. The photo session took place in Frederick VIII's palace, part of the Amalienborg complex, where the royal family moved for the winter season. By the way, Amalienborg itself deserves special mention. This palace complex is quite different from the British residences. There are no high fences or a sense of untouchable exclusivity. Tourists can freely walk around the palace square, and the guards watch over everything in a discreet way. The royal couple's residence can easily be recognized by the only clock on the facade. It is interesting that when the family moved in back in the year 2010, after a major renovation, the palace was briefly open to the public. There were so many people wanting to see the royal rooms that it created one of the longest queues in Copenhagen's history. Mary and Frederick personally selected 10 Danish artists to decorate the interiors, and the results of their work can be seen during official events. Some of the most touching moments are the spontaneous appearances of the royal family outside the palace. In 2022, on Mary's 50th birthday, she came out with her children to greet the people who had gathered to congratulate her. The Queen wore almost no makeup, glasses, jeans, and a simple blue sweater. Yet she sincerely thanked everyone who came on that frosty morning. Moments like these show just how close the Danish royal family is to its people. Today, almost 2 years after the coronation, King Frederik and Queen Mary continue to adapt to their new roles. They travel the world representing Denmark, make important state decisions, and at the same time remain loving parents of 4 children. And while the crown brings power and privilege, it also imposes serious limits on personal freedom, limits that we ordinary people can only imagine.